in that weird area in the car. What?
And our camera's messed up already, so this looks super gross.
Why
But
is it
I
messed
can't
up?
stop the theme song.
I mean, you can.
I mean, I could. And I switched to this, and then they're seeing us. Yeah, I don't know why that camera is out already. Starting things off with a bang. Unplug and plug it in.
My pen.
Your pen? So what happened? Good morning, Jeff Lena. Good morning, Sam. Oh my goodness.
There it goes.
Also, the macros isn't working if that's doing that, which is amazing. But yeah, that camera looks like that. I tried unplugging it and replugging it in, and it still looked like that.
That's mildly concerning. It's okay though.
Who needs cameras, right? Right? I'm gonna try to do it this way. Oh, there we go. Of course, now it's too low.
What is on my iPad case already? I got an iPad case like 3 days ago. And there's stuff on it.
Well, unfortunately, so we stopped in our many adventures yesterday. You brought I don't know why you brought the iPad. Was it just that you had the case on it and you were like excited about it and wanted
Yeah, I
to?
wanted to show my grandma something on my iPad and I forgot.
Yeah. So but we had to stop to buy Mother's Day things, and I was like, maybe we don't leave an iPad that like looks even nicer because you just put a brand new case on it, like on the car seat.
Yeah, that's valid.
And so I did the dad move of shoving it between the seats so it'd be safe, not thinking about like shoving it between the seats. Also exposed it to like whatever dirt and grime and everything else is down there. So yeah. I failed you.
It's okay.
But like that's very dad brain of just like, must solve this problem. Don't think about like the 17 others it creates.
I was gonna try putting it in the glove compartment, but I don't think it would have fit.
I don't think it would fit there either. So
I don't know. My car is a chaos right now. It needs to be not chaos, but I don't like cleaning my car out.
It's fine. We live in the Midwest, so this is now the season of time to clean stuff that you've been putting off.
The mornings are always like freezing, and then I don't want to do anything, and then by the time it's like nice out, I've already picked something to do for the day. Like I'm not trying to clean my car.
Yeah, but we'll hit pretty soon here where the mornings are the nice time, and then it'll be boiling lava hot by the afternoon. So we have that to look forward to.
So excited.
Our friends like Sam and Cheeky are already living that life. Where it's already
boiling?
Where things are already balmy down there.
Oh.
Whereas right now is like everything is kind of perfect. If I could have these temperatures like year round, I would be all about it. It's like we wake up, it's jackety weather.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Bug.
It's like cool and chill, and then that slight chill to the air. And then middle of the day is where it gets starting to get a little uncomfy. But at that point you just like pop off the jacket, and then you're like, okay, this is a good and livable temperature now. And then by the end of the day, that's when That's when you're at the. Why is this not switching? Okay. Very silly. Okay. It was not switching cameras again. But hello. Hello. Hi, hello. Welcome once again to Dork Duck Daily, the show with all the news you nerd. It is Monday, May 12th. There hasn't been a lot of these lately. Apologies. We should hopefully be hitting
Don't fight.
most scheduled things, but it might be a little spotty still in the next couple of weeks, as I have a senior graduating, and there's like yesterday was one of those days of like, it's Mother's Day, so we still had plans and wanted to make sure my mom felt good and special. My kid's mom felt good and special. Selena, for being my kid's mom, also felt good and special, and Selena's mom and grandma felt good and special. So like, I didn't. It's not like I went into the yesterday going like, I'm gonna play Expedition 33 all day. Like I knew like the day would get filled up. What I didn't expect was the day to get filled up with hey Dad, did you remember I'm receiving the scholarship thing today?
To which you said no, because I don't check the Google Calendar. Why would I do that?
I don't check the Google Calendar.
That was like the most infuriating sentence yesterday of you being like, I'm like, well, do you check the calendar? And you're like, no. I'm like, why? You're like, I just don't. I was like, but why? That would make life so much easier.
I'm not denying any of that. I'm just saying I don't look at it.
Your wonderful ex-wife and mother of your children literally takes the time out of their day to put every single thing that we have to do involving the kids on a shared Google Calendar.
Yes,
that woman
incredible.
Is like a powerhouse of planning, and I love it. I wish I had that in me. I don't. It's there somewhere. I haven't dug it out yet. I think Jeff's gonna bring it out of me, because I realized he's like not good at planning.
Okay, so here's what I'm good at.
I know what you're good at. You're good at a lot of things.
Okay. I'm
just not planning. That's okay.
No, I am good at planning. I am
just not communicating the plan to the room.
No.
Okay.
I am good at planning, like every Monday at 9 a.m. we do this. Every Monday at noon we do this.
You're good at routine.
I'm very good at routine planning. I'm very good at planning routine, and I'm very good at sticking to routine. I am not very good at like, hey, here's a not routine event that is suddenly taking place.
That's valid. I think that's why the Google Calendar exists, so that you can kind of work it into the routine of your everyday life. So you can be like, okay, it's the first of the month. I'm going to check all of the things that we have to do this month. And then I think that's how that works.
But it's also, my brain works like auditorily.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
More than visual. So if someone's like, hey, by the way, reminder, this is happening this Sunday. Hey, do you remember this is happening this Sunday? It's there. Like, it's...
Right. I don't think we can all...
What is up, Gio? Hello. Sam says, I wish I was good at things. You are good at things. You're good at lots of things.
Yeah, you are good at things. Like Jeff is good at things, too. He's just not good at looking at the Google Calendar.
I'm not good at looking at the Google Calendar.
Oh, boy.
It's also one of those things that, like, I don't understand how... And I'll talk to them because they'll come in the comic shop sometimes. I don't understand how the dads and moms that don't have a good relationship with their kids' parents do it. Like, they're like, yeah, I'll never talk to her again. And
cool, good luck.
And I'm just like, how do you get anything done?
Yeah.
Like, how does that work?
No, I am extremely grateful to your ex-wife. And again, I don't have it in me now, but it's there. It's like buried, the ability. I think everybody that has high functioning anxiety, or not high functioning, I'm not high functioning, high generalized anxiety, maybe that's what I meant. I don't know. Can like plan and like map things out in a way that like prepares for literally anything for the entire month. I just haven't learned that yet, but it's there. I just have to like
So,
apply those
but the
skills.
routine thing doesn't help you. The like, you just feel too boxed in by the like, hey, every Monday at 9 we do this. Every Monday at 3 we do this.
No, not necessarily boxed in, more so that like visually I do think if it was on a calendar I would be like, "Oh shit." And like my friend who is wonderful also has taken the time out of their day to like we've all down like our group of friends have all downloaded this calendar that we can add things to and the whole friend group can see it and like
Okay.
they add all their like daily stuff to it so that we're supposed to like plan around in case we want to like do something
Right,
because life
but
is
like,
really
okay.
hard. What?
So like that is all for a once a month craft night, right?
Yeah, or like like I think the intention is to hang out more than once a month, but we literally just always work and have other
Right,
shit
but
going
the
on.
main plan is like a once a month craft night, right?
Sure, yeah.
So like what if it was like, hey guys, the first Thursday of every month we
We
have
used
craft
to
night.
do that and then life happened because people have kids and like other responsibilities and sometimes the first of every Thursday gets locked up with something that you can't cancel.
Right, but like you can then build your schedule around that to be like, oh, I need to have Thursday nights off from work because I know
And
that I.
sometimes work's not going to give you Thursday nights off.
But what I'm saying is just like, isn't that a better system to start with
No,
than?
because the world doesn't work around everybody's what they want to do for craft night. The world that it's like it's opposite now.
Yeah, but like,
People have jobs that they can't be like, "Hey, I'm doing this on this day and you're going to deal with it" cuz their job will be like, "Okay,
I don't
I
accept I
guess."
don't accept this premise because there's the whole swath of the world that's like, no, we're having church Sunday mornings, and like they figure their life
Yeah,
around
that's a
having church on
little
Sunday
bit
mornings.
different. That's a little bit different because Sundays are usually like not a business day.
It's but that makes it more busy at some jobs. The fact that it's not a business day.
Yeah, and like you could go to your job and be like, "Hey, I need every Sunday morning off for church." And like I think religiously like there's like a some kind of caveat or something where like they literally have to give you
There's
that.
not. They don't have to give it to
Oh,
you.
I thought they
No,
did. I thought it was like some places were like, "Hey, yeah, you have to."
but there's a whole swath of the population that's like, hey, you need to give me Sunday mornings off, or I this isn't going to work for me. And then, and I'm not saying that's like the best approach. I'm just saying it's wild to me that people don't do that for like other things they find important. To be like, I'm going to build, but like, here's the date, here's
Yeah,
the
I'm
thing we're
just really
doing.
surprised that like that's your take because you of all people, you have like 3 kids in a chaotic lifestyle and like you usually can't
Well,
like you can plan a few things,
but I
but
had a every other week taco night that I mostly hit for 3 years.
that's
Still, it
also
just fell
after
apart.
business hours though.
No, but so would craft night be.
Sometimes.
Um, sorry, I'm missing a bunch. GU says Music Man is being humble. Yeah, Sam's talented at lots of stuff. Don't let him fool you. GU says, to be fair, some folks do have good reasons to not talk to their exes. That is true. GU says, like folks with NPD will actually try to get people pregnant to then forever use the kid to keep control. Yeah, there's some assholes out there. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the people that are just like,
Angry and which
right.
like you're also allowed to be angry, but like if your ex partner isn't abusive to you or your children, then like you kind of at that point, if they're not abusive or toxic or anything like that to your previous children, then you kind of have an obligation
Oh,
to like
my ex-wife and I were
make it happen so that the kids have a better life. Because like I can tell you, when we're not all communicating or when one of us drops the ball on communicating something that has to happen either in the Google Calendar or like sometimes people forget to put things in the Google Calendar. It's like that's a thing too, and like it does create this like, oh god, I forgot about this thing. We got
Yeah.
to do this thing. Like, yeah,
But like my
it's difficult.
ex-wife and I, we were married for 12 years. We were together many years before that. Um, math is hard. I don't know. I was in high school when we first started dating. So it was like we were together a long time. Both of us hurt each other a lot because we were not a good fit for each other. And we were young, stupid kids that shouldn't have been getting married and playing house. Like that's it was bad. And so both of us would have plenty of reasons to never talk to each other again. Or to still be so mad at each other that we never talk to each other. And it's so much better for the kids that we aren't like that.
Yeah.
Like, can't say never, but I've tried hard to never put the kids in a spot where they have to navigate like choosing between parents and picking between parents and like taking a side or like anything else. And it's like nobody's perfect. So even with, both Max and I trying to do that, there's inevitably times, if you look back across the going on 6 years, 7 years we've been apart now, where we've messed up along the way. But like, I'm very grateful that I have a co-parent that I can love and trust as much as I do, and don't push yourself if it's a situation that's not safe. But for those of you out there that it would be a safe situation and you just got to get over your own feelings, please do that for the sake of your children. Sam says Snacks in Sync would be a great band name. Snakes in Sync. Is that Snakes in Sync? Snakes in Sync is fun to say. Jesus will Sam this. I had a horror situation, Sam. Someone tried to deliver pizza to my door. I didn't order pizza. You must have gone to the wrong door, but y'all, I was asleep. Oh no. Well, I'm happy it brought you here. I'm not happy about the yeah, because that's somebody's pizza. Sam says poor pizza left out in the cold all night. No, she was told to hand deliver. She figured it out. I saw her on the Ring camera bolt after checking her phone. Okay. Well, I'm glad the pizza is finding its way to where it's supposed to be. So here's the problem with this repeating chat as we continue to play around with this stuff. Is I'm pretty sure the comments that are deleted get repurposed on other places. I'm kind of curious.
What?
Well, so Sam's doing a good job moderating, but I think that comment is like still, which was one of my questions. And that's going to be me. That are deleted. Okay. Yes. How do we... yeah, I don't think there's anything we can do. That's something they need to fix on a restream level, because this is a really neat idea. I really like this, especially as the internet gets more siloed into different... and it's harder to get people to jump platform to platform. And same as YouTube has like no moderation tools. In addition to that, though, Sam, like if you went and moderated it on the YouTube side, you would be moderating against the restream bot, not the person who did the comment initially. So I don't know that that's helpful. Dylan says, speaking of good band names, 2-Room Flophouse isn't bad. It is not.
My Labubu's have departed.
Your Labubus have departed?
They have departed. They are on their way
We've not...
this week.
we've not had a show in a minute, so no one on this show knows about your Labubu obsession.
No, I've been pretty quiet about it. I've been moving quietly.
Uh,
Despite like somewhat talking about it in kind of whatnot shows, and then I joined a Labubu Discord, but I'm shy and like I I'm just really bad at Discord because every time I join someone's Discord, I'm just like, I'm gonna talk, and then I don't, and then I like feel like it's been too long, and I can't just like appear as like that person that's been there the whole time in the corner, just like watching everybody and just being like, I'm here, I'm part of everything, but I just sometimes I like lurking, I don't know, and then
I operate under the self-delusion that everyone always wants to hear what I want to say at all times, and have had to regulate down from there.
I used to be that way. Oh my god, I used to be that way so to the point where like I think it was probably a problem because I was just like talking to anybody online and like and I was a teenager. So like and then I don't know it wasn't fear that like got that out of me because you know, I don't remember having like a, oh gosh, I'm talking to strangers online. I probably shouldn't do that kind of thing. I just remember, hi, Pete.
It's funny. Every personality is different with that because I had my first kid who we had to constantly be like, no, that's your Uncle Redacted, Uncle Vince.
Yeah.
I was slipped up and said Vince's real name there. They're like, I was like, Uncle Vince, like, you know, and it was just like, ah! Like,
Yeah.
this is not one of the two people I interact with on a daily basis.
I'm like that now.
To flip side, the next one, I will never forget. We're at like we went to like a 4th of July thing, and it was like at like basically a county fair. And then it was like, so there was like fair food and stuff, but we didn't have a lot of money. So it was like, we got like one thing and then we sat down to like watch fireworks. And then they were like, I was like 3 or 4 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just like as soon as we would turn our head, would walk up to the next blanket to be like, hi, can I have food? And we have to go, stop doing that. And they'd be like, oh, they're so cute. Here are the cabinet. Like, don't give them food. This is not a behavior we should be rewarding. But they're so cute. It's fine.
Oh my god, my grandma was telling me the other day the reason why I'm not allowed. Well, I'm allowed now. I'm 30, but like the reason why I wasn't allowed for the longest time to go out to eat with them anymore when I was a kid is because I would do that shit. I would walk to other tables and talk to people, or I would like do which they were okay with me as long as I stayed in the like cubicle, the booth,
Yeah,
or the sitting area. I could turn around and like talk to as many people as I wanted, but as soon as I left, they were like, "No, don't walk away." For good reason, obviously. But there is like these divider things at Applebee's, and they would slide open and closed, and I would slide them open, climb up on the back thing, and just like poke my head through and talk to the people. And my grandma was like, it was really cute, and everybody got a kick out of you, and I'm sure it's fine. But then you started like climbing into their like seating area, and then like talking. Like I think you were disturbing them, and eventually I was just like, no, we can't have that. So you no longer were allowed to go to. But I was that kid, and then as I grew up, I grew into the teenager that would like just walk up to people in an online game and be like, hi, how are you? Like, what's up? How's it going?
Would you like to know my address?
No, I would not tell people my address. I did give someone my phone number, but that person is my friend now to this day. So, like, it landed fine. But at the same time, it was not a safe bet, honestly. And now as an adult, I'm just, like, terrified every time I join a new online space, though. I'm just like, oh my god, these people are going to find me so annoying. And, like, so all of that to say, wraps back around to, I've been really obsessed with Labubus recently. And if you need context, all you gotta do is Google Labubu, and then
How do you spell Labubu?
Labubu.
Oh yeah,
Labubu.
So I will pull them up. This has been my entire life the last week. Like, you want to know why we haven't been on? It's not the reason. It would be. It might as well be. These are Labubus. This is the way that like
That thing is not a Labubu. Whatever that weird pink and like orange thing is, that's not a
what pink and
Labubu.
orange thing.
I
This
don't know. Maybe?
thing? Sam said Le Boubou, French for small ouchie.
I mean, they do look like they would bite. They got little teethers.
It has been like the entire existence in this household is me being chronically obsessed with Expedition 33, while Selena has been chronically obsessed with Labubus.
Which are two very different things.
Which are two very different things. So it'll be a lot of like me going like, So anyways, in Expedition 33, this happened, and then Selena will like patiently listen to that and be like, yeah, so anyways,
yeah.
Here's what's going on with Labubu. And it's like apparently Labubu sell out like instantly, which is like part of their charm and allure is just like, oh my god, I got one. And there has been many a night of Selena sitting next to me while I
have an iPad in my hand. I have one phone, and then the other time I borrowed Jeff's phone.
Yes,
when I was trying
3 devices trying to buy Labubus.
I just wanted one, and there's like bots that I have to battle every day to like get just a singular Labubu, or like the resellers. The resellers are crazy for these, and they don't sell them at like retail price. They sell them for like $70 a pop.
Yeah, and they
retail price is like $21.
Yeah,
and it's a blind box. So I understand that like, okay, if you buy it outside of the blind box, you can get the one that you want. And so like, I understand.
It is a Van Gogh Labubu. I didn't see that. I wonder if it's official. Some of them are official, and some of them are like fan made things.
My plastic heart. I think it's official.
Oh, it's official.
Yeah.
It's a whole they're probably all sold, unavailable. They're probably all sold out. But yeah, they did a whole art line of Labubus, looks like.
That's cute. But no, so like how do I explain it? Like, I understand upping the price a little bit as someone who like had to go through the literal, I think I gave myself ulcers just trying to secure one of them. I got one of them through Pop Mart, or I got 2 of them because I panic bought 2 on accident because I was clicking the button and I was like, there's no way I'm gonna get through, they're gonna sell out, and I clicked the button twice and I was like, I didn't realize, and then I went through the shipping and stuff, and it was like, this is how much it is, and I was like, whatever, just get me through here, let's go. And then I was like, oh, I ordered 2, oopsies, my bad. And it's like,
so are you gonna sell the second?
No. Why would unless it's like again, if it's a duplicate, I may consider and we do like trading in the Discord. People trade Labubu, so like maybe I'll do that.
Sam said my brain is still on Boo Boo, assuming a Van Gogh Labubu is an ear injury.
That's amazing.
Pete,
what are you doing?
G says I feel so dystopian right now. Okay, basing it on paintings is cute. A victim of heavy trauma being marketed for their brand feels so weirdly consumerist. I'm so uncomfy. I feel all of that. Dylan says, I feel like if they are in my house, I would wake up to it holding a knife in my bed.
No, they protect you. They don't hurt you.
Selena has also purchased a car seat.
I have
for
a little
Labubu.
miniature car seat coming for my Labubu. Oh, and here's another thing. I got one from Mercari first because I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to secure an actual like one from the website. So I got one from Mercari that was like marked up a bit. But again, I understand on some level marking up the price a tiny bit on the ones that are like on or opened up and you know what one it is, like, because then you can just pick whatever one you want. But I like the blind box aspect at the same time. But I got one. I don't know if it's legitimate because people are really good at like faking Labubus. They're called Lafufus.
Yes, the fake Labubus are referred to as Lafufus.
Yeah, they're cute too, and like they deserve love. But like I just want a genuine Labubu. I don't want a fake one right now. No thanks. So I ordered one from Mercari, and that's gonna be here Thursday, and I'm excited to see if I got scammed or not.
And then you accidentally ordered 2 from the official store.
Yes.
So you have 3. Are they blind boxes that are on the way?
The one that I got from Mercari is not a blind box. I know what that one is. It's
Okay.
called Green Grape Exciting Macaroon.
Green Grape Exciting Macaroon.
Yeah, you can Google him right now if you want.
Green Grape. Is that him? Is that who's on the way? There's a picture here of him next to a Starbucks cup.
Oh gosh, that's cool. He matches that perfectly. Yeah, some people buy like cases for their Labubus too that are like plastic cases that
This one looks like he's going to work.
He is going to work.
Did Labubus have to go to work? Are they part of?
They can if you want them to.
Mine has part of this capitalistic
mine has
nightmare outside
seat.
of just being part of this capitalistic nightmare.
Mine has a car seat and probably clothes at some point. I'm gonna buy them clothes because I'm just obsessed with
Are
these things.
not the clothes?
No, those are his body.
That's his body?
That's his body.
Okay.
Did you think that was their clothes?
It looks like a zip-on onesie thing situation.
Why?
I don't know. There's a million toys like that. Like, ha ha ha, I'm Hello Kitty, but I'm wearing. Like,
I have like several over there. So yeah, I get what
but
you're
actually,
saying.
I'm a Care Bear.
Yeah, but like, I never considered that. Now I'm, huh?
Dylan says about them being sweet and kind that Smile says otherwise.
No, that just means, listen, I have resting bitch face. That doesn't mean that I'm a bitch. It just means that's what my face looks like.
Dylan says I'm deeply unsettled by these things. Can we go back to
Squishmallows? No, it's over. The Squishmallow face for me is, it's been kind of screeching to a halt anyway because they're just so hard to display.
There's so many in this room.
Were you intending to stream our live screen or was that just...
I was not.
Okay.
It's there though.
All right. I was going to say, I was like, it doesn't really matter. There's nothing crazy on there, but I just wanted to ask if that's what you meant to do.
In my head, sometimes when I switch back to that screen, it would automatically switch this over here.
That's
not how that
works.
works.
No.
That's not how any of it works.
Annoyingly enough, the car seat is getting here today, and the Labubus are not getting here today, so I have to like wait.
But you have one car seat and 3 different Labubus.
Oh fuck! I do. Shit. Why did you have to say that? I don't. Well, here's the problem.
You're gonna have to have a tier system for these Labubus.
Oh,
Which
no.
one's more important than the others?
Well, no, because the other two can sit in my lap or sit in another part of the car. And then that one, the one...
Is one just going to stay at the car, and
no,
slowly sun fade over?
No. Well, I don't even care about the sun fading aspect. Someone's going to fucking break into my car for these. Are you kidding me? These are getting stolen from people's bags. Like,
they're getting stolen from people's bags?
yes, Jeff. They're very, like... Have you not seen me like sweating trying to get one of these?
I was focused on Expedition 33. I did occasionally look over and see you with my phone, your phone, and the tablet.
Okay.
All trying to get. Also, during our live comic sale Saturday night, you had the like break to.
Yeah, that's when I got one.
Good morning, Shiki.
Hello.
Shiki, do you own any Labubus?
So, I was trying the TikTok lives first. Oh my god. There's another... Oh, there's like a Sunny Angels. Those are the little naked babies that freak me out. a part of my Labubu Discord is there's other channels where like you can talk about other collecting items.
Yeah.
And there's the Sunny Angels, and I think those are the weird little naked fruit babies.
Cheeky says I have a couple Labubus because I'm clumsy.
Let me see. I forget what those are. Yeah.
She said you and Sam were made for each other. You guys did both make the same joke. I feel like you also would have beat Sam to the Van Gogh joke had you been here, or you guys would have made it simultaneously. So, Gio says I like to think he likes work, specifically ruining people's hopes and dreams. They do seem like they're up to some mischief.
Yeah, these are the Sunny Angels or Sunny Angels. I'm not really sure. They're like, I don't like that one. I'm gonna show you a different one. God, they're all weird, aren't they? Okay.
It's all weird. All right, so
yeah, these
Shiki,
are far weirder.
Shiki, these are Labubus, which is
At least these ones are wearing pants. The Sunny Angels aren't wearing pants. They're wearing fruit on their head, but they're not wearing pants.
All right, Sunny, is it Sunny like Sunny?
I don't even know. They're like,
oh no, Sonny.
yeah.
Sunny, what the fuck is this? Are we gonna be? Am I allowed to show any of this on Twitch? I don't think so.
I think you are.
Why is this one an elephant? I hate every part. Okay, Labubu's not that bad. Not
That's
that
what
bad.
I'm telling ya.
Not that
That's
bad.
what I was telling you.
I take back everything I said.
I was telling you about that TikTok of that girl being like, there's like girls like fighting over these at Barnes and Noble and shit, like literally fighting over these little naked fruit babies. And she's just like, why are you doing that? Like, I don't understand. And I really don't get it. I mean, I get it if they were Labubus. And so, like...
Sam banned me.
Well, I was going to show you, but then I was like, I don't even know. And then you just pulled up a whole Google search, and it was too late to stop you.
I had to know what you're talking about.
Well, I'm pretty sure...
It's so frightening.
I'm pretty sure I described it pretty well. Some of them are allowed to wear pants and other ones aren't. That's so
Insane.
weird. Why is this a thing?
She said also, if I may, when we're discussing how we approach people, I was waiting for Shiki to be here to say, I recently just told my friend, I just realized I care if you die in a car crash. And she replied, you mean a lot to me too. I appreciate you, Chiyu, because the amount of times I've said insane shit like that, and I've had people go like, I love you too, man. That is a very Jeff-ass thing to say.
I'm going back to the Labubus. I don't want to be in the Sunny Angel.
No, those are terrifying.
Yeah.
I don't. It was Shiki. You said it's Shiki.
Like itches. Hi, Bug. Anyway, all of that to say,
that's how we spent our break.
Yeah, Labubus are really hard to secure. I tried TikTok lives, because like Pop Mart, which is the store that sells the Labubus, they have like lives where they like auction things, and you have to like get on there and like do like the same thing. Like it's really hard. You have to like time everything correctly and make sure you're hitting the add to cart button in like 0.2 seconds when somebody dings a bell, and it's giving myself ulcers. And also like you go to these lives and these people are like, do you want the Labubus? Well, too bad. We're gonna fucking talk about tissue boxes for like 15 to 20 minutes, and we're gonna basically like tease you about Labubus, and then like, are we gonna drop the Labubu? Like,
so I'm just sitting there obsessively playing Expedition 33 and looking over and being like, did you see that? Did you hear that part? Did you see this?
I'm too busy listening to some lady talk about tissue boxes.
There's just Selena with 3 devices going like, we don't care about your tissue boxes. Shut up about the tissue boxes.
You're just scared, Bug.
We're here for Labubus.
You're frightening him.
I was trying to encapsulate the.
Yeah, but I would never yell around Bug. Yeah.
You do when it comes to Labubus.
I didn't. He wasn't in the room. He wasn't. He was gone, huh? Yeah.
Shiki said he's frightening me. I apologize. I was trying to encapsulate.
That is what I sounded like. But
Yes.
yeah. Oh, do you want down? Okay. Ugh.
I will say Expedition 33 continues to be incredible. I am now at the point of that game where it's like I can probably finish it at any point, but I'm doing all the extra stuff. And like,
why are you mad now, Bug?
I hit that section in a lot of games, and you go like, I'm going to do all the extra stuff, and then you very quickly go like, yeah, I'm just going to go finish. Like you're kind of like, I've seen enough. I can go finish things off now. I'm more into the main story or whatever, and it's not the case with that game. I am fully. I think I'm trying to think back to the last time that I was like, no, I must see all of this. Maybe like either Final Fantasy X the first time or Final Fantasy VII the first time, something like that, where it's just like, no, I must do all these chocobo races to get Knights of the Round, to do this, to do that. Like, I'm just in the like, no, I want to see all of it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Some of the silly like, there's like trials that are like more silly mechanics that just like unlock some of the sillier outfits, and those might be the only thing I don't get done because I'm very bad at them. But Sam says, oh yeah, Jeff, I completely brick stream avatars while you're away. How did you brick stream avatars? I was floating around as an entire sprite sheet. Okay. G says, my form of affection is me dropping in someone else's DM to be like, hey, I think this friend is having a bad day. Keep an eye on them. Let's do this nice thing for your friend, and never telling them. That's good, though. The world needs more of that. I will never forget. So I was... the year that the comic store opened was also the year my dad died, and the year I got divorced, and I can't remember which if it was,
what?
If it was after the separation started or if it was after my dad. It was one of the two, though, that it was like, it was a day of work that usually nobody is there. It was like a day I usually worked by myself, and just like everybody showed up for work in a way that I realized like halfway through that like, oh, this is a coordinated thing.
Yeah. Like they all,
but no one. It's not a thing that anyone was like, Jeff, we are all going to be there on that day.
They just did it separately.
Well, yeah. Which is the best way to find out there's some sort of group chat that you're not in. You're like, oh, okay.
Of course, you would be like that. Is the thing you take away from that is, why am I part of this group chat? Maybe it's just a one-time group chat to coordinate this very specific day.
And it's yeah, no, that shit's great. There needs to be more of that. Check in on your friends. Be kind to your friends. Be there for your friends, even when they don't ask for it, especially when they don't. Sam said, it's a talent, really. I have no idea. Had to delete everything and restart from scratch. Was it the summer you turned pretty? What's the context for that? That's a movie, right? Please don't mind me. It's supposed to be another chat. Okay. While you're gone, I finished the outline for 2 books. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Right. So things are going to be a little wibbly wobbly as we get through the next 2 weeks of kid graduating. And then we really have to, this current schedule is not working. So we're going to have to iron out.
It's not working. What?
You just said that very defiantly.
No, I did, because it's technically, I feel I'm the one mostly responsible for saying that it's not working, so I wanted to double down that everything is changing and it's all my fault. anyone would like to blame anyone, it would be me to blame.
I don't think anyone's
I
wanting
know,
to blame
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I'm joking.
We don't need to kid about that because it's like the schedules have to work for everybody. Like it's okay. You're allowed.
Especially Bug.
Yeah.
They have to work around Bug's very, very demanding real-time schedule, huh?
So we're gonna be like taking a pencil and paper to the schedule again to try to figure something out that is more workable. I need to get writing time into the schedule. Because that's still a thing that I would like to do and accomplish. And then Selena has some writing she wants to do too. So, we're gonna try to figure out how to incorporate that, which is more what I was talking about, positive things of like, hey, we're gonna try to find time for doing some writing stuffs.
Books, okay. Sorry.
Sam's schedules are more like a guideline. It's okay, Lena. She said, I forgot I googled the Sunny Angels. I just accidentally opened the tab and got jump scared.
Yeah, I didn't realize they were that scary. I never actually looked at
They're
them.
terrifying.
Like, do they, like, they're all wearing shirts but not pants.
So many things in life go in cycles, and it's like because we're
I don't know what to do.
Vulnerable fleshy meat sacks. We the cycles are like sometimes very hard for us to recognize.
Hold on, I have to help this cat because
What is going on over there?
He's trying to do something. I don't know. He's let him cook. What you doing? I moved the books for you.
He's on something. He's sniffing. He's figuring it out. So,
okay.
But
are you gonna go lay down? Go lay down.
So they're Donald Ducking it about the Sunny Angel. No, because somehow the Donald Duck thing is not visually. I'm not pulling it up again. I refuse.
I was gonna ask about that, but it made me vaguely uncomfortable. Do they have little like bits? I couldn't tell, and I didn't
looked away real fast.
Want to like find out.
I looked away so fast. I'm not sure.
I don't. And people are just like fighting each other in a Barnes and Noble over these naked baby things.
They're so weird.
It's like whatever, it's fine. But also like can you imagine going to one of these like meetups and just being like, yeah, this is my little like Sunny, I have the orange one or the grape one or whatever, and just pulling it out and it's just a little naked baby. Like why? Again, no judgment.
So this is my question. What? With the cycles of life.
What?
And just so you have these things that happen, which is just like, ha ha ha, we're doing this because it's ironic.
Yeah.
Right. And then that like gets replaced with like, we're earnestly doing it, which replaces like, oh no, screw that. That's insane. Or even a perception of like so like when we see like, oh my God, grandma's weird, creepy doll things. Do you think that's just like irony that's been lost over time of just like, ha ha ha, look how like hideous and silly and insane this is?
And
then hundreds of years later,
shit like that, and I assure you, it's not ironic. It is meant in the most non-ironic, genuine way you could possibly.
Okay, but like
intend.
I'm saying when you see like a absolutely cursed thing in an antique shop, like the thought process is always like that was an earnest thing and never like that was an ironic thing of just
I'm sure sometimes it was an ironic purchase. I think it varies from person to person.
Hello, Lindsay. You said hi, Lindsay. You came in at a time. Do not Google what we're discussing. Also, yeah, congratulations, Lindsay.
Congrats.
On adding to your clan. It's amazing. I hope you're surviving well and taking care of the missus well. I will pass on this advice that you did not ask for. which is the basically to say that like, and you know this already because you have one. You have more than one now, but you knew this already because you had one. Um, it is a thing that sounds very trite and very like greeting card nonsense. The time really does fly by too fast. So, adhere to the words of Ferris Bueller and stop and look around once in a while. It is kind of insane. I have a kid graduating this year, and I was, standing yesterday. We were at like a at watched my kid.
Scholarship.
Yeah, watched my kid receive an art scholarship, which is fucking amazing. I'm super proud of him. And but we're sitting there, and I was standing afterwards with a dad and his daughter, from which we went together to the daddy-daughter dance all those years ago when our kids were in kindergarten, and have had to be in each other's lives because of our kids all the way going back to kindergarten. And that I'm telling you, that doesn't feel quite like yesterday, but it doesn't feel like 13 years ago either. It's insane. And yeah, so very much that. The other thing I would say that no one will tell you is that these next 5 years, especially because you're doing school while you're doing it, which is what I did too. These next 4 or 5 years are gonna be rough. But nothing is forever, and the times after that, there is such a the difficulty curve goes way down once your youngest one is doing preschool or school, like around then, and then they're all people you can like talk and reason with, and that brings about its own problems, especially when you get into the teenage years that we're navigating. They're very mean to Selena sometimes.
Yeah, I don't get it.
And Selena does not have, like, they'll say something really mean to me and I'll just laugh. And Selena does not have that strong armor.
Yeah, I almost started crying the other day. Oh my god, they're so mean. I was probably mean as a kid too, but like, I was also like a kid. Like, if they were mean to me and I was a kid, like, if we were around the same age, but it's like, for some reason, the fact that I'm an adult and they're just like, nah, I'm gonna be like mean as hell to this 30-year-old woman, and I'm just like, but why? I don't understand.
This is when can you start reasoning with them, asking for a friend that has a 6 and 13-year-old. So like, I'm not saying the reasoning will work. I'm just saying that, when it's a toddler that's just like at the chicken nuggets and you say no, like, it's not like you could sit them down and be like, all right, let's talk about.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the conversations are always productive. It's just at a young age, there's no chance of them being productive at all. And then I think after that, they're productive, but there's a delayed response. Like, 'cause I can tell you, there's times that it's like things my mom said to me when I was like 12. I'll like be walking along and all of a sudden it'll click, like, God damn it, she was right about that, or that was a thing that she said that was actually good advice, but I was not ready to hear it when I was a dumb teenager, that's for sure.
What are you doing?
Stan says, speaking of kids, I keep forgetting to do this. Thank you for thinking of me and Cheeky. Invited us to Redacted's graduation party thing, but we can't do a road trip right now, so please tell them we said congrats. Yeah, I didn't send that with any expectation that you guys would make it. We just want to include you guys in our life. So we didn't really think that you're gonna like hop in a car and come, but no.
Sorry, I'm keeping an eye on Bug and Waffles. They've been friendly lately, but like also not friendly. Like, they like act like they're being friendly and then they like fight each other.
Yes.
And then Waffles like is just weird about it. So
Shiki said, "Don't tell them congrats. Tell them congratulation." Um, when the time comes for the second one to graduate, you guys might have to take a trip for that because for whatever reason, I don't remember who the first person was.
we were like asking, oh my god, who was the first person? It was somebody like a very like a
It was a famous person. It was like
a super famous.
I don't even remember the context, but it was something where it was like my middle kid was like, if I could be anyone, I would be Shakira. No, it wasn't meet anybody.
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah, if I could meet anybody, it would be Shakira or Shiki. I don't remember. It might not have been Shakira, but it was someone like that. It was just like pie. I was like, you could probably meet Shiki. Yeah.
It was like a question for school too. I think they were doing.
Oh yeah, it was filled out for a question for school.
They were like, if you could meet anybody, who would it be? And it's just like so adorable.
Well, it's funny because like literally the only like knowledge of Shiki is like the person that lives the computer that occasionally is just
the
like
person. I mean, they were like that with me before you like. You weren't like, I mean, you probably told them this person lives here. I know this person, like physically.
It's not like they sit down with popcorn to watch Shiki streams or anything. It's just like Shiki streams are occasionally on, and so they have knowledge of her existence.
Yeah,
it's really funny. Said, "Wow, she put Shakira on Shiki's level. Shakira should be so proud." Yeah, Shiki. It was wild, and then we were like, we have to tell it. And then I
like went to go to Discord and I typed it out, and then we were in the car, so I like something happened, and then I set my phone down, and then I forgot because I'm terrible.
I don't think you're terrible. It's just that's
terrible
the same thing.
At remembering things.
Well, that's the same reason everyone's like, why didn't you ever respond to my DM? And
I do that all the time.
And I'm just like, I honestly meant to. I saw it come through, and then like
I only get that way when you don't respond to my phone calls about.
I don't care
about food, because I'm usually just like, I'm gonna get something to eat, and I wonder if Jeff wants something to eat as well, and then I'm like, well, I'll wait until he gets a hold of me to get food, and then I wait, and then you still don't respond, and then I start getting a little hangy.
You can always just bring me food. It's not like I'm gonna be like,
yeah, but I want to know your preference.
What is my order most of the time when other people are getting food?
Your cheeseburgers?
No. Whenever like someone's like, "Hey, I'm stopping here. Do you want anything?" What do I usually tell people?
Whatever.
I usually say, "Whatever you're getting, just get two of."
Okay, but like I know for a fact you probably won't want my half the things that I order.
I actually enjoy trying things, and you're picking the place. You're going like, hey, I'm going to such and such place, which means you like it, which I want to know what you get and what like you're excited about there, like, and try that. Like,
so you want to try my McDouble with mayonnaise?
Yeah, it would let me know you more as a person, and then I like either will like it or not like it, but like
interesting.
I'm way more interested in like learning about you as a person through getting whatever you order than like taking the time to look at a menu and pick something which is probably it has equal chances of me liking it or not liking it.
Why don't you ever do that when we go out to eat? Order what I order.
No, I'm saying like the standard, like if someone's like, hey, I'm swinging through this. Do you want any food?
Oh, so it has to be if the other person is ordering for you.
Well, if the other person has picked the place too, like yeah. I know then that they like have a place that they're like.
I see.
But
I kind of understand.
But if you popped in and you're like, hey, I got you this, I'd be like, okay, cool. Because either it's something that you thought I would like, or it's something that you like and wanted to share. Jesus, Jeff, sometimes you say something low empathy that makes me do the pointing Leonardo DiCaprio meme. This was my usual order: PBR and Lucky Strike. Sam said, I learned this week that you can mark stuff as unread again in Discord. That's helpful. I think my thing is just, it's often store stuff, and it'll be people being like, hey,
do you have this?
do you have this? Or, hey, can you set this aside?
And then Jeff will be
Sometimes it's things that people could Google. Like, when does this come out? And then even in that situation, though, I honestly am like, okay, I'm going, like, I see it come up and it's on my phone, and then I can read it when it's on the screen. And I try specifically not to open it, so it leaves it as unread, so hopefully I see it later. But in my head, I'm like, okay, I need to respond to that. But if I sit and I respond to it immediately, I'm often in situations that my partner or my kids will be like, Dad, why are you on your phone? What are you doing?
It's just so interesting now, because like sometimes we'll be out and about with people and they'll be like, oh, you're on your phone all the time. And then like if I don't respond to a message, they'll be like, well, I know you're on your phone all the time, so like, but because I'm on my phone all the time, it does not mean that I'm like in my text messages looking at my text messages. Sometimes I'm just like scrolling through Reddit or like disassociating or something. Like I'm not like actively checking my emails every time I have my phone in my hands.
I would say, like, I don't like managing my inbox. I can't imagine managing yours.
Why?
You get a lot of attention and like.
Oh, you mean like literal? I thought you meant like literal emails. I was like, I do get a lot of spam, I guess.
No, it's just like it would be hard to sort through and like set up a notification. Like I would have to put real work into your notification system to make it something that I wouldn't completely ignore all the time too, because it's just.
This is really. Oh, hello.
Hello. Welcome in, Addo. I think I just rated into myself. Hello, Addo. Welcome in. If for some reason you guys don't know us, you're Dork Duck. I'm Jeff. That is Lena.
It is.
We do a morning show every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Also some video game streams here and there. Hello, Lita. If for some reason you're not following Addo, please do.
Do it or Sam will ban you.
Do it or Sam will ban you. Selena will cry. Addo's
There's a lot of consequences to this.
Yes. Addo is one of our favorite people. We joke a lot that Addo and I are almost identical as peoples, which came to an amusing head last night when we were talking about something else we found out we had in common, and then stumbled into finding out we have the same exact order at Culver's. Which is pretty hilarious.
It's interesting because I've never met another person that does like those.
The mushroom Swiss burger at Culver's?
Yeah. Well, now I can say I can, but like, or that I have.
It's a really good burger.
I bet it is.
It's like the best. I mean,
I personally don't like mushrooms, so I can't indulge, but.
What if I told you could learn to like mushrooms?
What if I told you
like
that I've tried several times to like mushrooms and the actual texture of a mushroom makes me, like, physically ill?
Mm.
To the point where I thought I was allergic to mushrooms, and it turns out it's just the texture.
She says Shiki will scream cry.
Scream cry.
Addo says mushrooms are amazing, but texture hells are texture hells. Shiki says, I love a mushroom Swiss burger and a black and blue burger. I traditionally don't like blue cheese for texture reasons.
Oh, really? But you don't like blue cheese for texture reasons? Why don't you just try it 10 times?
I will, because like a lot of people whose tastes I respect really like blue cheese. And it's possible that it has not been prepared well in the times I've had it. Also, Addo was describing a blue cheese and jalapeno burger last night that sounds amazing because they were like caramelized jalapenos.
That sounds really good.
On top of blue cheese, on top of a burger.
You want to know something? I used to be obsessed with blue cheese dressing. Obsessed. I no longer can eat it. I don't know why. The chunks. The chunks. Yeah. I don't know.
Shiki said it's okay, Lena. I get you.
Thank you. It's literally like I feel like a small child every time I say I don't like something because Jeff will be in like a restaurant and he'll be like, "Will you try it? Will you try it for me?" Like I'm like, and it's like I'm 30. I've had already developed my tastes, and trust me, I am way better than I was when I was a kid because I used to just eat freaking chicken nuggets and French fries, and that's it, and plain hot dogs.
Yeah.
And now I eat so many things, but I still have this guideline that I have to go around.
Right, but those guidelines have widened over the years, right?
Yeah, but there's still the base one. I've never liked mushrooms. I've never liked lima beans or beans of any kind.
Mm-hmm. That used to be a huge thing for me. I couldn't eat beans.
Sauerkraut was one of them. I can tolerate it on a good Reuben. Like if there's a little bite of it, I'm like, okay, I understand how this is adding to the sandwich.
Yeah, I'm that way. I can eat sauerkraut on a Reuben.
If there's too much of it,
I
though,
can't
that
just eat like a side of sauerkraut.
Throws me for a loop. Trying to think of anything else. Do you know any of my other
peccadillos? Yeah, I don't know. I so like there's this natural thing where it's like part of human biology is that like sweet things are almost never poisonous. So like our body, the first time we eat something sweet is like cool, nice,
love that.
But things that aren't sweet, our body evolutionarily driven wise does not know it's not poisonous, so it takes several tries to then acquire the taste for it.
Yeah.
Because your body has to eat it, know that it's not going to hurt you, and then over time you can acquire the taste. And you couple that with anxiety, which is the thing that you and I both suffer from, and then it's like things can run away where it's like the information of that thing equals not good. It might not actually be accurate. I'm not saying it's easy.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's maybe not even worth it. Like it could just be like something like mushrooms is like it's not worth it to go past it. And
like if I try something more than once and I don't like it each time, then it's like stop making me try this because I don't like it. And like that was my grandma she tried that a couple times when I was little and then like immediately learned that like this is going to make me melt down and I don't like that. And so she just immediately was like, okay, chicken nuggets and french fries, like please stop screaming.
Yeah, whereas my family's approach was like, you will eat that and we will win this battle of wills. We went to
Big Boy the other day and she was so funny, my grandma, because she was like, yeah, I don't know, like as a kid you were so interesting. You used to separate your food. Like on your plate you did not like anything touching. You did not like anything like if it was combined it was instantly, and you could take a bite and then take another bite and then it was fine, but if it was touching like you would just not enjoy that. And I was like, oh, interesting. I liked separating my food and like really plain safe foods. Huh.
You said also chat I have intersexuality on my medical chart, strikes both. Congrats, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Adam says I've had sauerkraut pizza before and it was legit amazing. That's fascinating.
I would I'm open to trying that because I feel like the cheese would really like kind of lessen the sourness of the sauerkraut.
So it says, Lita, please take a no thank you bite. Come in, kiddo. Here comes the airplane.
Literally, he did that with me yesterday. We went out and I did like I was enjoying my fucking chicken tenders and french fries. And Jeff got like mac and cheese with like a bunch of bacon and different. It was good. Don't even look at me. It was good. But I was like enjoying my food that I wanted. And Jeff was like, will you please just try this mac and cheese for me? And he's like fork in the air. Just like.
Well, I thought that you would want to order it next time if you tried it.
I do. It was just funny. It was just cute.
Shiki says, I missed some other stuff.
This
Jeez.
Starbucks drink is not doing anything for me.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
still tired.
Do you take your meds?
You see, I've come to the conclusion that like probably taking my meds while it's that time of the month for me is a futile effort,
Okay.
and I just need to like it's literally a waste of meds, and like my meds are out of stock right now anyway, so I have to be careful with how I portion them throughout
They're out of stock right now?
Yeah.
Oh.
They're out of stock everywhere. It's not just the place that I get them from before you start like
Oh,
tripping.
mine are getting filled.
I thought you said that you just had to wait.
Yeah, because it was too early for the
Oh,
subscription.
well,
They
also,
had it, they
you
just
have a
couldn't give it
higher
to me
dose
yet.
than I do, so that's different.
No.
But no, I don't do anything.
G says I do fear the power of Addo, Sam, and Jeff going full gremlin energy through though in the same chat. It's a scary thing. Dylan says, Lena, please take it. Oh, I read that one. Sauerkraut pizza. And then G said about Shiki, we both understand we're just trying to function. She'll reply to that in 2 days. Yeah, that's I think a good important friend skill.
That is something that both my best friend and I have that energy of like, oh shit, I forgot to reply to that, but like we just reply usually,
Yeah.
but it'll be like a couple days later, and there's no like unless it's like if we're trying to plan something, then there's some more urgency to it, but it's never like, oh my gosh, you didn't respond or you didn't look at my message, how dare you. I have people like that get mad at me, and I'm just like, but like you could call me, or you could like there's set like again, my best friend, if I don't respond to a thing that is urgent, she will get on every app and message me on every single app until I respond. And yes, that's a lot, and like yes, should people have to do that? I don't know, probably not, but like it's just what we've
had. But people that know me well do that too.
Yeah,
when something's urgent, they're like, Jeff. Like I'll have it on everything. I'm like, oh shit, okay, let me.
Yeah,
get in
and
there.
it's like that's generally fine. I mean, I don't want to stress anybody out to that level, and I acknowledge that could be stressful. However, like that is just who I am, and I've tried to get better at it, and it's like I've gotten better, but it's still like.
But I think the bigger growth thing. And because
it's not getting angry at somebody
is not assuming that a non-response equals like anger or ignoring on purpose or like anything like.
It's interesting because like simultaneously as someone who struggles to respond to messages on time, if I message someone and they don't respond to me, I don't get angry, but I do worry. I get very anxious, and I'm like, oh, this person doesn't like me because they didn't. And I have to literally talk myself down and be like, no, like they're doing the thing that you literally do, and like you don't want someone to assume that about you. So yeah, I think it's a ADHD thing because like rejection sensitivity dysphoria is a thing, and like if it's perceived rejection, you're like I tend to spiral a little bit, so it's taken a lot of work for me to be like, okay, this is actually a completely normal response.
Right. Shiki said, I'm just genuinely happy that I have friends who understand that I'm slow to respond because that's how my brain works. Yeah. Shiki said, like I said, you don't owe anyone a quick response. Your energy and your time is your energy and your time, unless it's mega important. As a culture, people need to calm down.
I consider food to be a mega important thing, just to clarify.
Sam said, like, I messaged both of you this week to check on you during the unexpected absence, but I get you were busy with IRL stuff. And yeah, Sam said, I messaged like once to check on people. Yeah. I don't ever mind like DMs and stuff. I'm notoriously bad at returning them. So if you're someone who I do return them to, like you're in the list of people, it takes a lot of spoons for me to return.
It's like fine to be like, hey, I would appreciate it if you like responded a little bit quicker. My main issue is just like if you attack me. because I don't respond to things. And like I do have friends that will sometimes tease me and be like, "Oh my," like I said, like they'll be like, "Your phone's in your hand all the time. Why don't you respond?" And it's like that's usually just, if you're like cheekily like, "Ha," like joking with me. There's like a point where like it starts to hurt my feelings though, cuz I'm just like I'm not actively trying to ignore anyone or
Right.
actively trying to be this way, and like you like yelling at me about it is not making me feel.
Well, and sometimes people start running with a whole narrative in their head of like, this is like you're just like, ha ha ha, I'm not responding to that.
Yeah. It's like, no,
And it's
dude.
like in reality,
I probably literally looked at your text, thought in my head how I was going to respond, and then started typing it, and then 10,000 other things happened next to me, and then I was like, oh god, I got to set that down and like apply whatever is happening here. And it's like it's a lot easier, I will say, when I love our children dearly, but when the kids aren't here, I'm a little more grounded as a person. When they are here, it's like I have two tiny humans being like, "Hey Selena, do you know where this thing is? Hey Selena, can I have this thing? Hey Selena, can I watch this? Hey Selena, can I do this or that?" So like I have something, and again, I love them dearly, and that's totally fine that they do that. It's just like I don't think people realize, well, people realize, but like certain people realize that like that will take me away from the phone.
Yeah.
Because and also, if I'm sitting there on my phone and my kids ask me a question and I ignore them to like answer another question, like then I'm being an asshole to my
Right.
kids. So like,
The best though is when like someone like says that stuff to you. It's like, would you please set your phone down? And then also gets mad at you for not responding. Like, and I'm just like always like, you can't have it both ways. Like I've
I'm
trained
guilty of
myself
that,
to like,
but also because I don't know. Again, food is really important to me. Normally, the only time that I'm like, hey, hey, Jeff, answer your phone is when I'm trying to coordinate lunch. I really like food, and I just want it to go as smooth as possible.
Shiki says, as someone who suffers from anxiety and rejection sensitivity, I try my best to remind myself that I will make 1 to 3 business days to respond to people on the regular, so they might need the space to respond. Yeah, it's.
I need to do that.
I try
too.
to be pretty upfront with people, but it's weird because part of like the comic shop job is being somewhat available to people. And I used to do a much better job of it when we had enough money coming in that, someone who was at a pretty top level, I could be like, hey, here are these messaging platforms. Yes, we have more official ones these people could be responding to. They are, for whatever reason, they're not going to do that. They're going to send their orders
I've
in
noticed
here.
people like to message you personally, and like that's totally fine. It's just like that would never even cross my mind with like business stuff. But for some reason, I think it's because like did that happen before they didn't get a response on the business page, or did they just go right to you?
It's just right to me.
Oh,
And
I mean,
then
you're
and
also
we
a pretty
we
like
put
chill dude. So
yeah.
like I think people are just like, oh, I can just message this person on Facebook.
Right,
and-
which is more okay, but if it's like time sensitive of like, hey, these orders have to be in by this day and you
Yeah.
got to get in, you're at that time you're better off messaging the store because it went to all of us, and then we had like multiple people then would see it. But I had to bring someone in to be like, okay, sometimes you're Jeff.
Sometimes.
Which like I was like at an OnlyFans model that's hiring.
I
someone to
remember
sit-
because you were like, don't send certain things to my Facebook because sometimes this person sees. And I was like, okay,
But it's like
got it.
I had to, because at that point, like we had the logistics were getting so crazy, and so many people would send stuff to my personal page instead
It
of
was just
the
so
store,
funny.
and it was just it was the era of sometimes Jeff is a dude with a curly fro who runs marathons.
Yeah.
So, sometimes that's who Jeff was.
Well, also you tell that person, be like, hey, like this person and I are talking, so like maybe don't look at those messages kind of thing.
Yeah.
And also like I'm assuming that they knew who I was anyway, so they're not going to assume that I'm ordering comics.
Right. They weren't looking at those.
Yeah. They don't think that they need to keep track of those ones.
Ada said, also, I do have to dip for sleep. Also, a storm happening makes me nervous about internet, so I hope you have a fantastic rest of your stream/time zone. Take care. Stay awesome, everyone.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much for the raid, Ado. We appreciate your existence and love you. Thanks for hanging out. Sam said, I'm not the main character in life. A lot of anxieties, especially social ones, feel very main character related. At least in my experience, so when I start getting anxious, I just remind myself I'm an NPC.
I can't be an NPC. I have green hair, so like I've actively placed myself in the main character.
Not to dissect Sam's joke too much, but like
I was half kidding.
I know.
Okay, I wasn't being serious.
But like he's not wrong. It's like that's so much of everything is like realizing that other people have like these whole lives that you're not seeing.
What if we're like each a main character?
That's
in our own lives.
That's
if I start
actual
telling
profound
myself I'm
truth.
an NPC, I get sad though. Like I start getting like, well,
you're not an NPC. It's just that to everybody's existence.
Yeah, to everybody else, you're kind of. Wait, no, that doesn't sound good either. I don't like that.
It's like
I want to be a party member, not well, actually, yeah, I guess those are NPCs too. No, because sometimes you can play as one of the characters in a party, and they're not NPCs because those are non-playable characters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was scrolling up. Addo said I have to respond ASAP, but that's because I know I will forget otherwise, and I have social anxiety about not responding. I get that, but then also like at some point you hit walls with that. And Sam said I try to remind myself not to care, which led to that. Sam said that wasn't a joke, That's how I process things. I'm an NPC and everybody else's fetch quests. Life is less stressful. Yeah, no, I don't think that's a terrible way of putting it necessarily, because that is the perspective of other people. Is that you are not the main character. There's a literal word for that, which Shiki would or GU would be the only people that could summon that maybe, but there's a literal word for the realization that everybody you encounter has the same internal life that you do. Which is such a phenomenon that they gave a whole ass word to it. Sam says humility. I mean, sure. You're not wrong. G says I've lived a life like a Gundam main character. I would very much like to move into my NPC era, please.
I got distracted, sorry. There's like 7. There's people talking in the Labubu chat.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's nothing like crazy or important. There wasn't like a drop or anything. It was just like people were, I guess someone posted about reselling them for like $80 and people were like, why would you do that? They're like a $21 blind box. Like selling them for the price that you got them is totally fine. Maybe like if it's one of the secret ones, like upping that a little bit, but like selling a $21 blind box for $80. But I also get it because like as somebody who was sitting there trying to get one, it's really stressful. Like really stressful.
Yeah.
And so like technically you're paying for the time you're not spending trying to get one.
Correct.
But at the other hand, probably not $80. That's crazy. It's crazy town banana pants.
Lindsay says, don't look at those messages. Well, I wasn't going to, but now that you mention it, I definitely had one of the few people I could probably trust to just not look at those messages. So there's very few people that I'd be like, I could say not to look at these, and they won't. Just because human nature is human nature, but
yeah,
but that gentleman is honest to a fault. Sorry, I took forever to read your comment, Lindsay, because I couldn't put my brain back into the context of where that made sense until just now.
My
Uh,
back hurts. Sorry. I'm in a lot of pain right now.
Shiki said that's what people do, though, buying to sell it for 2 times what you bought for it. Um,
Yeah,
you,
that makes some level of sense to me again, because they are putting in time and effort to get the thing. And, like, there is like, we go and sell signed books for more because we stand in line at conventions and get the signatures.
Sometimes we just sell conventions exclusives for more, but we went to the convention and grabbed.
Yeah, it's like that all makes sense to me. It's like the like super upcharging, the like not. But then again, like they're all rare right now because like some people are like, well, the regular like blind box variants aren't rare, but the secret ones are rare.
Yeah.
So that makes sense to sell those for more. I don't know. Morally, I'm just out here trying to get a Labubu, and I've succeeded in my Labubu quest
3 times
for now. So I don't need to worry about what other people are pricing their Labubus at because I got mine.
Sam says it gets really wild when you realize NPC life extends to plants and animals too. I'm just here to help my flowers grow. I think about trees a lot.
Oh yeah, we've had lots of conversations about trees.
And everything they see and how they perceive things. And how this might actually just be their world, and we're just kind of we're like bugs scuttling around.
I get really upset when I go out to the tree out there because it's the bark is coming off of it. I think it's slowly rotting, and I just don't like that.
Yeah,
because it wasn't like that when I moved in, and just over time, and like I think just in general, like I'm sure it wasn't doing great, but it wasn't like the bark was falling off. Now the bark is falling off, but at the same time, the bark is falling off, and then there's little bugs that live in the bark now because like it's open and they can get in there, and like that's beautiful. That like this rotting tree has become like a home.
I was like for 6 months obsessed with whale falls, which if you don't know that term, like when a whale dies, there's a whole ecosystem that the whale dies and falls to the bottom of the water, and there's a whole ecosystem in society that develops around the fallen whale.
Yeah.
Which I found just like fascinating, and I was like, why don't we talk about this more? This is incredible. Was obsessed with it for a long time. G says, I don't actually know that term. I know that phenomena, but real talk, I enjoyed the shout out there, assuming I would. That actually felt real good. You know, it's my grasp on mental health. Sincerely, thank you. Oh, you're welcome. I will take the thank you, but I was thinking more you and Shiki share my love of just weird bookish knowledge that most people would shuffle right past. So like a weird word is something that you guys would fixate on in the same way I would. G said, y'all, my dementia brain will not let go of the word though. That joke was a mistake. I'm going to type though. Shiki, please point it out to me so I can catch it before this becomes okay. That thou joke. Okay. That thou joke? I must have missed it. Sam says, verily thou is just an error or something. I don't know, not Shakespeare. Sam said, sometimes I walk into furniture and get a little boo-boo. And said, oh my god, Jeff, I have such a good tree book for you. Dylan says, I just got a Laboo bitch looking for her Laboo. I'm just a Laboo bitch looking for her Laboo.
Oh my god.
Cheeky said, if I'm an NPC, I'm very angry with the trees. Why is my backstory so horrible? You and Sam are saying drinking around Sam is a bad idea. Okay. I don't know the context of that. I read a thou joke. I accept bringing back mail if I can use thou. How are thou stewing? How is the chosen desired suitor? The snake has grown. The other snake only likes cuddles when she isn't formerly yours truly, Julia, Sweet Pea, Bluebell, and Hollyhock. Yes. Oh, this is a joke. Okay. Oh, I'm an alcoholic context wise, but that fair enough. I should have known. Been able to say that. Okay. We have news today.
What?
What?
We do?
We do.
Are you sure? It's been 2 hours.
Are we just scrapping the news?
I don't know. Well, I realized last night the news that I picked was like from 6 days ago. It's not really news anymore.
Okay.
I don't know.
We're going to try a new thing where Selena is selecting the articles.
Well,
and
Selena
stuff.
already selected articles from 6 days ago, not realizing that was 6 days ago.
Okay.
So we can still talk about them, but like they might not be news to some people.
We can still talk about it. It's up to you. Do you want to just do one of them or two of them, or where are you at?
We can do one of them.
We're just out till 11 o'clock. Okay. We cover news on the show. Usually we get to it before 10:39. I guess we're talking about olds today. We have a whole segment. It's called The Daily Quack.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. That's kind of how I feel. That's just what it's going to be.
We'll start with this one because I put it in the episode title. As selected by Selena's selecting the news now.
I told Jeff that the news that he selects is sometimes a little too sad occasionally, and we need something a little more uplifting sometimes.
Yeah.
Because my brain just like doesn't want to latch on to sad stuff right now. I'm not saying I want to be Delulu and live in like a land where
you don't want to be Delulu with your Labubu's.
No, but like I was getting like really burnt out.
Yeah.
And it was hard for me because like yes, you were picking like one story a week usually of like, oh, look at this cute cat or something. Which is great, and I love cats, so good on you for those. But like there's so much of like this thing is happening that's bad. And I understand the importance of talking about that stuff too, but it was just like so much of it was bad.
Yeah, so this way at least if like is bad, it's bad that you're picking and not bad that I'm like inflicting upon you.
Inflicting upon me is like a weird way of wording it. I don't know that I would view it like that so much as just I think I was dreading like getting up and talking about the news because it was just like depressing to me.
Yeah.
It was like the hurdle, maybe. Maybe I just don't like talking about things. I don't know. Except Labubu's. And my hatred of mushrooms.
Your hatred of mushrooms?
I'm fine talking about that.
Okay.
But yeah, these are stories that I picked, so sorry if they're not good.
I think you're wonderful.
Well, thank you.
I would love to read the stories you picked. Nearly 200 Overwatch developers at Blizzard form a new union. The Overwatch Game Makers Guild.
I just thought it sounded important.
It's from Andy Chalk over at PC Gamer. Sam says, okay, I need to dip. Have fun with happy news and Labubu's. We will.
Have a good stream.
Nearly 200 Overwatch developers at Activision Blizzard have formed a new union under the Communications Workers of America called the Overwatch Game Makers Guild, CWA, a wall-to-wall unit that includes game developers across all disciplines, including design, production, engineering, art, sound, and quality assurance. The announcement of new union followed confirmation from neutral arbitrator that an overwhelming majority of employees had either signed a union authorization card or indicated support for unionization online. The CWA says Microsoft has recognized the union. After a long history of layoffs, crunch, and subpar working conditions in the global video game industry, my coworkers and I are thrilled to be joining the broader union effort to organize our industry for the better, which has been long overdue. Senior test analyst to an organizing committee member, Foster Elmendorf, said workers organizing themselves and striving for better conditions as a group allows us to present initiatives that would not only improve our workplace, but video games overall. There has indeed been a big push toward unionization in recent years, and Microsoft has earned some credit in years past for not actively opposing such efforts. In 2022, for instance, the CWA trumpeted a groundbreaking labor neutrality agreement with Microsoft over unionization at Activision Blizzard, which at the time was not officially part of Microsoft, and in 2023 it ran a pro-union ad in the Washington Post that was endorsed by the CWA. The following year, World of Warcraft senior producer Samuel Cooper gave credit to Microsoft for helping facilitate the unionization of WoW devs. Okay, yeah, we're getting to it. I was like, but Microsoft has laid off a bunch of people too. Shiki said, "Lena, honey, I love you. You definitely love talking about things." LOL.
I do. I do love yapping.
She said also, I mean this with all the love in the world, but Lena looks like she's dying in a cheesy 2000s show with the lighting, and I love it. Yeah, that...
We usually have the blinds closed, but I don't.
The blinds get closed for the show, and then they get open for the cats, and then it's a constant.
Yeah, we need to just get some of those that like pull down, and then you can like put them back up.
Those are those ones,
no,
theoretically. Just cats have destroyed them over the years.
The string thing, yes. But I'm talking about the ones that are just like the blackout ones, pull down. There's no string. There's no like...
The string is right there by your hand.
No, I not...
I love you.
I don't want the string. That's what I'm saying. I
Okay.
just want like the ones you can pull down and pull back up. That's what I was trying to insinuate. I'm sorry that it wasn't clear. Because the string just gets like stuck on things and gets all tied up and like...
Well, and the cats,
tangled.
even when the
The
blinds
cats
are closed,
too.
the cats
Don't
are just
even...
like... And they just like pull
They're
down
like, whatever, this is absolutely useless to me, and then they just step on it and ruin it.
She said I had those fabric ones that looked kind of like normal blinds, but you just push and pull them, and the string is contained inside. Yeah, we could use something like that, or even just like curtains. I think curtains might be a good thing because the cats can get around the curtains in ways that don't destroy them.
That's true.
Except for
Pancake is like sleeping so weirdly. She's not sleeping the way she normally does. She's like curled up like she's awake.
Yeah,
like
she looks
sitting...
like a fake cat right now.
Yeah. She seems comfortable, but I'm also usually she's all sprawled out, so
this is all good news, but Microsoft was a big piece of all these layoffs, so it's like I also am a little uncomfy with how much they're like patting themselves on the back for like how good Microsoft's been doing.
Okay.
I do like that they're
well, then I guess I didn't pick a good news story.
I'm not
after
saying
all.
Sweetheart, that had nothing to do with you picking the thing. It's me just like editorializing and saying
skimmed it.
Yeah,
so...
no, I don't think that's the article's fault. They're saying the information they were given, but it's just like, holy shit! Like there just needs to be more protections for. This is a good step, but there needs to be something more like SAG-AFTRA that is protecting these video game workers and not only protects them from being laid off, but then if that's how the video game industry is going to work, to hire up and then fire after projects are done, the way Hollywood does, then part of a union needs to be like a structure that gives health insurance and stuff like that in between.
Yeah. There needs to be more security.
She says, that wasn't a complaint, though. Yeah, no, I didn't read it as one. The only person who complained about our lighting thing was like Emmanuel was like, what's going on with that? But Emmanuel's the filmmaker, so is always going to see those things. It was like one of our Am I the Assholes that got reposted.
Oh, yeah. Like, no, trust me, I have my own complaints about the camera. I have my own complaints about the lighting, but I just kind of have accepted it because we're not
very willing to hand off all of this stuff.
No, I don't have any I don't have any solutions. I just don't like how blurry the cameras are and how foggy everything is all the time.
Some of that's quality.
That's what I mean. And I'm broke. I don't know about you, but so I can't. We're not gonna look like fucking Jacksepticeye or something I don't know. That's like the most crispy
Top of the morning to you.
crispy video quality I can think of right now. Camera quality.
Jesus, Microsoft is wild because their whole thing is like being the good guy for others, evil, but being super evil for themselves. They seem to swoop in when someone else fails, but are indeed also evil. Yeah. She says I may or may not have been watching videos on Sabrina the Teenage Witch from 90s and early 2000s. I love that show. It was a big show for me.
Well, now I'm scared to read the other one. Can you skim it first to make sure it's not secretly sad? This is a genuine thing. Can you skim it first?
I wasn't upset with that article.
I know you weren't. I'm just saying. Can you skim it first and make sure it's not sad?
There is a twinge of sad to this. I thought there was a twinge of sad to both these that you
but
sent
like
in.
Ultimately uplifting.
Yeah, I would say that about.
That was a long pause.
Okay.
I don't want to pick the news anymore.
It's the day
well,
one.
I didn't want to be like, hey guys, look at all these cats and look at all these things that are like happy but happened 15 days ago, so it's not technically like this was like what I could find closest to proximity of
that's the gig
today. Yeah. And like it's fine. It's fine.
I think you're vastly.
The stakes are so high.
I don't think the stakes are that high.
I know they're not. I'm joking.
It's
It's okay. You can fire me. Please just fire me.
Dylan said, no. I have complaints, not solutions. I think you misunderstood me. They love Bloom, Jeff. So much Bloom. I too love this show. Yeah. And Gio says the world's on fire, Lena. It's not your fault. The nicest articles are like, this one dandelion didn't burn down in a fire.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Yeah.
Cheeky says the stakes are always high for me and Lena.
It feels like, yeah, and I know actively I'm aware that, like, it's not, but in my head when I'm, like, doing something, I'm like, I'm probably a perfectionist, which sucks because that just makes things difficult. But, like, that's true. It's like I will sit there and pore over a thing, and then it'll be, like, 3 days later, and I've done nothing with the thing because I'm afraid that it's even slightly not how it's supposed to be. So
yeah. A lot of our relationship boils down to you, someone for which the stakes are always, like, high, even when they shouldn't be. Trying to communicate with me, someone for which it's like, hey Jeff, hey, can I hold your hand, buddy? Here, hey Jeff, there are stakes.
Yeah.
you should
like two polar opposites on that like scale.
Yeah,
and it's interesting to try to find a middle ground. I don't know that there has been one yet.
No,
I mean, somewhat.
A lot of chaos.
Yeah.
All right. Ann Tellenius, who quit the Washington Post in protest, wins Pulitzer for fearlessness and commentary. This is from Lisa Bauman over at Associated Press. A longtime editorial cartoonist for the Washington Post who quit in protest earlier this year after editors killed her sketch criticizing the Post owner and other media chief executives working to curry favor with Trump has won the Pulitzer Prize for illustrated reporting and commentary. And Tellenius won for delivering piercing commentary on powerful people and institutions with deftness, creativity, and a fearlessness that led to her departure from the news organization after 17 years, according to the Pulitzer announcement on Monday. Her cartoon showed a group of media executives bowing before President-elect Donald Trump while offering him bags of money, including Post owner and Amazon founder Jeff Bezos.
Oh, no. Can't talk bad about Jeff Bezos.
Not we're on his platform. What are we going to do?
Jeff will pull out the sound again. Did you ask him before we pulled up this article?
Did I ask Jeff Bezos? Yeah. I don't have the sound on cue.
I never know when that's a bit and when it isn't.
It's a bit that we ran for a week or two, and then it accidentally, the bit led to like something. And it was like, it wasn't the bit's fault, but it made me laugh that it was like the bit caused some level of chaos.
Was it Was I involved in the
I
chaos?
honestly don't remember, and I was like, that's a good enough thing to retire the bid on.
Yeah. Well, I remember being like, we were doing, I think, a Resident Evil stream, and I was just like, stop doing Jeff Bezos. Like, that sound is so grating. And you kept doing it. That's the last time I remember it being a thing,
G says, raise
existing.
his hand. I have an article for Lena. I think it might make her smile. Yeah, feel free to send it through. We have a spot in the Discord, too, that's like, hey, post article
Oh,
suggestions.
yeah. That's a thing. I forgot
Um,
about that thing.
Several executives, Bezos among them, have been spotted around that time at Trump's Florida club Mar-a-Lago. Tilnes accused them of having lucrative government contracts and working to eliminate regulations. Amazon also donated $1 million to Trump's inauguration fund. Cool. When she quit the newspaper earlier this year, Tilnes that she never before had a sketch killed because of the point of view inherent in the cartoon's commentary. She called that a game changer and dangerous for free press. As an editorial cartoonist, my job is to hold powerful people and institutions accountable. Tilnes wrote on the online platform Substack in early January. For the first time, my editor prevented me from doing that critical job, so I've decided to leave the post. I doubt my decision will cause much of a stir and that it will be dismissed because I'm just a cartoonist, but I will not stop holding truth to power through my cartooning because, as they say, democracy dies in darkness.
It just reminded me of that one news anchor that was just like, bye.
Yeah.
Like, he was, I think it was, was it like live news or was it pre-recorded?
I can't remember. I thought it was live, though, of just someone who's just like...
Like, he had a whole speech and everything, and like, he was just like, I'm not gonna be a part of this anymore. Goodbye. And so,
Good
yeah,
morning, Vince. We were talking about you a bit earlier.
It reminded me of that.
Yeah.
Of just like, it is hard to be like, nope, I'm not doing this anymore because it's like your job and you're leaving your job, but at the same time, like,
It's a good reason to leave your job.
yeah.
To be like, hey, this is not how this is supposed to work. And more often than not, people will choose the more comfortable option.
Why is Twitch trying to give me an ad for a guide to navigating middle childhood from an expert clinical psychologist? Like
I don't know.
The middle of your children's childhood? Like the mid stage? Or like what does that mean? And I can't even read what the book says because the ad is so fucking blurry. Like, it's like they took an image and they like ballooned it to make an ad and they didn't check the quality of, oh, it's gone now, never mind. But it's like, it was like, have you ever seen those pictures that like Facebook has absolutely ruined the quality because they've blown it up like 7 times and zoomed in and you can only see pixels? That's what it was. I don't even know why I'm getting ads at all. I thought I was subscribed.
You probably aren't anymore. You don't love us. You're like...
I work here.
You're like, I don't know if this show's for me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Gio, I'm trying to read this article, but it doesn't like my ad block, and I don't want to turn my ad block off. I will try to pin it for tomorrow. Actually, I'll send it to Selena, and
I might be able to get it from my phone.
Yeah, we'll see if it's something that, because we should probably be getting soon to wrap up here too.
Oh, I didn't realize it was almost 11.
Yes.
It is.
Been a good morning. It's good to be back. Like, I hated missing like pretty much all of last week, but it was necessary, unfortunately, for adult things. It likes mine. I feel like every time I link you something, this happens. It's part of I think just all of these websites with articles behave differently on phone than they do on, like, I bet if I pull it up on my phone, there will be...
Oh, I can, see.
Yeah. It's always...
Well, have you tried just turning ad block off for that specific?
No.
Because I don't think I have ad block. Hold on.
Yeah, it opens fine on my phone, and I have ad block on my phone too, but it's really silly. But that happens all the time where it's just like, it's something that'll open fine on my phone will not open fine on other
What
things.
if you do? There's one on Futurism. The bite.
What?
I'm sending you a different one. You might be able to do this one.
Okay. Hold.
God.
Bandersnatch is being taken off of Netflix. That was another article that I'm probably not going to read. But by the way, Bandersnatch is going away.
Why?
They say it served its purpose. Probably more likely they don't want to pay for it.
Oh.
There's a whole article about it here from Rick Lane at PC Gamer I can read if you want me to.
So, yeah, I was going to say.
All right. Yep, it opens on the bite. All right. As sent in by GU, and then we had to find a whole different one to read. But same information. Because this is over at the Bite. Scientists direct cyborg cicadas to play a horrendous droning rendition of Pachelbel's canon. Some of them were like, okay, use my abdomen. This is from Tuscada et al. Over at Futurism. Pachelbel's Canon in D is like the doom of the music world. It has been performed on everything from train horns to rubber chickens to strange juggling bells. It would truly be easier to find an instrument the canon hasn't been played on. Recently, a new instrument entered the pantheon, only it's not an instrument at all, but rather an insect stuck with probes and zapped with electricity.
No!
If you're imagining the typical wedding arrangement of Pachelbel's canon played on a harp or string quartet,
Why are they stabbing them?
you might be disappointed because this particular
You said they didn't die. I know! They lived through it! What? What?
The breakthrough...
I don't know how I thought this was going to go, because I knew that they were somehow being not manipulated, but like...
Did you think they sent them to Juilliard?
I don't know. I just thought they told them to do it somehow, and they did it. Like, they played a special...
Little cicadas in music class being like, oh, half note, okay. They only come out every 17 years. That'd be quite a crash course.
They, like... I thought maybe they played a frequency or something, and the vibrations, like, really got them to do that. I didn't know they were stabbing them. No.
The breakthrough, if we're calling it that, comes from a team at the University of Tsukuba in Japan, which struck a choir...
Tsukuba?
Tsukuba.
No, I'm sorry, what?
Tsukuba. Tsukuba?
Not Tsukuba, I don't think.
Well, it's probably Tsukba. It's like with that like soft sound.
Oh, probably?
With the
I don't
sound,
know.
like Tsukba.
Pancake woke up to me yelling. I woke her up on accident. I feel bad.
But you'd never yell with Bug in the room.
Yeah, with Bug in the room.
He's right there.
No, he's not.
Or is that Pete?
I think that's Pete.
Okay.
Wait, where? Oh yeah, that's Pete.
The breakthrough, if we're calling that, comes from a team of university and fan, a choir of cicadas full of electrodes to make them sing.
I don't know how I feel. I don't like this. No! I mostly don't like the sound, actually. No! Don't show it! It's torture.
Is it torture?
Yes! What do you mean, is it?
I don't know, or if are they like, oh my god.
When the sound is itchy. Exactly. They can leave. What do you mean? I thought they were attached to the wires.
They can fly away. Can they, or would that hurt them? I have no idea. That's
Maybe they paid them. Maybe they compensated them somehow to be part of this clinical study.
Can you imagine? You have 17 years of living in the fucking dirt,
and then somebody scoops you up and stabs you with wires and is like, play the song.
Well, you only come up because you're like, it's fucking time.
Yeah, it's not fucking time for them.
We're about. You got like Al Green playing in your head, and then someone scoops you up and shoves.
Giant fucking fleshy creature scoops you up,
puts wires in.
Takes you into a dark room and puts wires in you. That's horrifying. Oh my
It's like,
God.
play Graduation by Vitamin C for me. That's the Pachelbel canon joke. That's the same song. G says the cyborg creatures buzz their hearts out to the tune of Top Gun 2 before flying away unharmed. Must have been a big news days back at the Brood. Yeah, so they get to fly off and
go back and tell their families the horrors that they have endured. These cicadas have PTSD. I mean, do they learn the
songs?
Can they now
That would be wild.
Yeah, I was just going to say, can they now play the songs or something like it?
Naoto Nishida, a University of Tsukuba, I'm guessing is that, I don't know. Okay. Researcher noted that the critters were relatively unharmed by the display.
Okay.
With some even making it back to the wild. Some of them wanted to run away, he told New Scientist. Some of them were like, okay, use my abdomen.
So some of them were like, no thanks, and other ones were like, all right.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, did they respect the ones that didn't want this to be inflicted upon them? Did they let those ones go?
It sounds like it.
Okay.
G says, I think you're skipping that they made them play Top Gun. That's cool. I do like that. G says, I think they're actually statistically got laid more, so that may be why they tolerated it. Is that just because they were all together in that group, or is it because they're musicians?
They knew how to play. Yeah, they knew how to play music. So
they're coming back to the Brood like, all right, girl, here's Wonderwall.
Oh my God. I was obsessed with cicadas.
Says Jeff is more of an accepting kind of cicada than a fleeing kind. That's accurate.
Yeah, I don't know. I think cicadas are cute, and I think I used to be as a kid obsessed with them, but also deathly afraid of them at the same time. I would tolerate the shells, but if I seen a live one and it buzzed at me, I would be scared, but also I wanted to touch it at the same time.
Yeah.
Because I was a kid and I was those two things can be the same. Where you're holy shit, that thing is terrifying, but also very interesting, and I want to keep it as a pet.
Yeah. They're cool. G says cicadas live for a week, and a lot of them are too stupid to breed, so now they get to go to this, and they played sick tunes. Do I think it's ethical? No. Do I think it's the hilarious type of dystopia with minimum harm? Yes. I could see that reading.
Oh.
There's cicadas.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel bad when I accidentally step on an ant or drown an ant in my sink because we have ants right now. And every time I clean my dishes, I accidentally drown an ant, and each time it's I'm losing a friend or something. I'm just oh no, there it goes. So I don't know. I think I just have a lot of chaotic, unchecked empathy for bugs.
And that's fine too. G said, I do too, but cicadas will fly full speed into a solid wall. I don't think they felt it much.
That's true. They are not.
Hey, that's a link to our Whatnot store. We are live on there selling comic books every Saturday night from 8 to 10.
Yeah. That's what we're doing.
They'll give you a free $15 to buy from us if you click through that link and make a thing. And if you use that $15 with us or anybody else, then they'll give us $5. And so even if you don't buy from us, even if you go off and buy Labubu's or retro video games or whatever, with that $15 free, they'll still give us a kickback.
I can't buy a Labubu and whatnot for $15. I would get a Lafufu.
Okay. We have raid messages. They look like this. And like this.
Is that your sleeve or one of the cats?
What? I think it was my sleeve.
Oh, it was your sleeve. Okay. I have had to pee for the last hour, so I'm going to leave early. But I love you all. Have a great day. I have to pee.
Okay, Selena's running off to pee. GU says also, I don't know if the article said why they did it, but they want to make cyborg bugs. Of course they do. Why wouldn't they make cyborg bugs? Hey, we're gonna go over and say hi to Sam. You should know Sam. He was just in here. For some reason, you don't. You should. He's good people. We like Sam a lot. We're gonna head over there. Be honest, be kind, be useful, live good fucking lives. I will be back here later today. At like 3 o'clock to do some Final Fantasy 2. We'll keep the Stork Duck thing a chuggling down the road. All right, bye, friends.